we go. Right, so next of all, going to talk about the HFMA Eastern Branch social group. Now, Dawn, the lovely Dawn Scrayfield, the Chief Finance Officer of Mid and South Essex, was hoping to join us today, but she's actually at her public board meeting, and we thought that very important as this is, we thought that kind of dragging her out in the middle of presenting her finance paper was probably a step too far. So she has, I spoke to her on a couple of days ago, and she's explained what she wanted to say. So we hopefully people know about HFMA Eastern Branch. HFMA is a national organisation, but each region or area has a branch committee that basically come together and organise different events in your patch. And hopefully people have heard of Kate Tolworthy, who organises events for East of England. Anyway, our branch committee thought that post-COVID, lots of things have been happening online, and whilst that is absolutely fantastic, it's probably the time now to see if we can start to bring people back together more, either in line or on person. And one thing that I remember when I was a lot younger was that we used to do lots of social events through the HFMA branch, and so so through the branch we're looking to kind of kick that off again. And Dawn is going to be talking about it next week at the STARS conference, the Rock Stars and Superstars conference. But we thought that we'd give you a bit of a heads up before then, so that you can we can get your views and get involved. So so the idea is to just kind of find out from people around the patch what you would like to do, if anything, around something a little bit more social, and an opportunity to get to know people a little bit better. Do something that's kind of with your colleagues, and both from within your organisation and across the patch, just through some social events. So Dawn and Linda Goody, wonderful Linda Goody, who's doing her exams today, otherwise she would be here talking about it, have pulled together a survey. The link is in the slide. I'll post it into the chat for the meeting, or you can have a go with the QR code. But I don't know about you, but I can never get QR codes to work. But anyway, have a go with the QR code, and it just gives you a link to a survey that's asking about, are you up for doing social events? If so, do you want to do them online? Where would they be located? Have you got any ideas? And just to give you a clue, the kind of thing that they're suggesting is quizzes and other things that you could either do face-to-face or online. So I found that that networking with people and meeting people through HFMA events early in my career was an absolutely brilliant way of getting to know people across the patch. It gave me contacts that I could then use for future jobs, and just for getting to know people like Daryl. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but it can be it can also be a good thing, getting to know people around the patch that then years later you still are in contact with, you go to for sources of advice, etc. So I just really encourage you to have a think about it. Please fill in the survey. As I say, when I manage to get my slides off the screen, I'll put the link to the survey in the chat. But if it's something that you are even vaguely interested in, please let us know what sort of things would float your boat, and help us to plan, or help Dawn and Linda and the branch committee to plan some kind of events, which will hopefully be starting round about Christmas time. So anyway, so that's a big plug for that bit about HFMA social events. Without any further ado, now, Daryl, if that's okay, I'm going to, well, first of all, I'll pause and just see if there's anyone's got any questions. But if not, I've received, by the power, oh my goodness, they're moving without me even trying. Oh my goodness. Lizzie is just too technical for me. Wonderful Lizzie has sent through some slides about the Skills Development Network, which I'm going to attempt to talk through, but they may start moving on the screen before I can even manage them. So Skills Development Network, hopefully people know about that. Daryl showed you the bit earlier, but it basically is around training development for, let's get it back. In our region, we cover finance and procurement, but we've also expanded the network out now. It's just just started to expand in the east of England to digital, data and technology staff. Oh golly, but I certainly need some digital data and technology training to keep me up with these slides. But the idea is to provide a low cost, just basically value for money training for all of those teams. So you can check out all those events. Hopefully the fact that you're here means that you know all about Skills Development Network. You already registered on the website. If you're not, just do it. It's really straightforward to do. And as Darryl showed you earlier, you can see all the events on there. Just want to talk about a little bit about the East of England programme. We've already got on there, and I showed you a slide earlier, lots of events around finance, business partnering, Excel, etc. You can see what's coming up as I can't keep pace with the slides, VAT, career planning, etc. But we've also got lots of things that are going to be on there soon. So approved at the board, more training around business cases, management and leadership development, IR35, statistics, SPC, contract management, and lots more. So too many for me to keep up with. I feel like I'm on the generation game for anybody who's old enough to know what that is. But anyway, ask your parents if you don't understand that. But so lots and lots more coming up on the SDN. Look out for Lizzie's updates. What she also wanted me to point out is that there's not only about training events, there's also lots of resources on the SDN website. And she's given you an example here of what it looks like. You can access, I'm going to go back a step. You can access lots and lots of resources around top tips. You can find online training that you can do at your leisure. You can, through the e-learning part, you can find out updates from your region. So it is a massive resource portal. So please, obviously book yourself on the training events, but do think about those wider things that are on offer through the Skills Development Network. And so rushed onto my screen something around free e-learning. So lots of things in there. So how does FSD support us? E-learning. See what's going to happen there. Lots of, you can see there's some of examples of the e-learning packages that are available. You get the slides afterwards, so I'm not going to take you through all of these. You can have a look for yourself. But also Lizzie and her colleagues from around the country coordinate the one-year finance undergraduate placements, each year taking about 15 students within the east of England. So Lizzie has added her contact details on there. I'm sure people have caught up with the fact that Lizzie is now very kindly hosted with myself by East of England Ambulance Service. And so she has updated her contact details in there. She is very sorry that she couldn't come along today, but hope you'll agree she continues to be an amazing resource for us in the east of England. So do reach out to her if you've got any queries whatsoever, and keep your eye on all the new courses that are coming out. So I'm going to pause to see if there are any questions about SDN in particular before I go on to sort of wider things from the Academy. So we've got some comments in there. Yeah, people saying SPC sounds good. I agree. I have to say, for what I've seen of SPC, it's a really useful tool, and it can really change the way that you do your performance reporting if you're involved in that kind of area. Any other comments or thoughts on Skills Development Network?